Game of the weekend.
Yep.
It lived up to its billing and conversation pieces for sure. Everybody's talking about Super Bowl preview. Then we heard the Baltimore Ravens all week were feeling disrespected by the 5.5 point underdog situation in Santa Clara on Christmas Day. They said they don't like that. All of us were like, it's not that.
I mean,
the Niners are unstoppable.
Top class.
Hey, don't. I actually said that. I said, I'm picking the Niners against anybody. I love the Baltimore Ravens. I've been one of the biggest Baltimore Ravens fans, I think, publicly for a very long time. Not only because what I think about Lamar Jackson and that offense kind of coming together, but also because, like, real home field advantage there.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if they get it, actual home field advantage. So I'm a massive fan of them. I just thought that the Niners were unstoppable. I thought they were unbeatable. Now, I know they've lost a game. Everybody has. But they've looked now how they looked last year going into playoffs, which is a buzzsaw. If it wasn't for what happened against Philadelphia Eagles in the first quarter where they ended up being in a position where they couldn't even throw a pass in a game, that's tough. That's a tough thing. In a professional football game, not even being able to attempt a forward pass, that's tough. Now, it happening in the biggest game of the year, also tough. It happening away at a different place with a team that shit talks and everything, also different and very good. So the Niners had to sit on that all year. They're all the way back. They're rolling. They're the team. No way they lose to the Baltimore Ravens. Well, this Baltimore Ravens team is a bunch of dogs.
Yeah.
So good.
Holy hell. What they were able to accomplish over there. Okay, not at home, which is certainly an advantage, and I would like to see Brock Purdy. We saw him in Cleveland. I would like to see him in Baltimore to see how it goes, although nice weather.
Yeah.
Christmas.
Very nice.
Everybody's talking about the lack of snow. Nice weather. Not too shabby there. I would like to see that. Instead, they go into Santa Clara, and they just bully them. You know what I mean? They just beat them up.
Kill 'em.
Now, granted, Brock Purdy had a couple bad picks, couple incredibly unlucky picks. Kyle Hamilton is 6'4". Let's never forget that. He's 16 yards off the ball here. He will also make plays up near the line of scrimmage and into backfield. This dude is everywhere. He's an absolute stud. Roquan Smith, Patrick Queen, dogs at the linebacker position. That one could have bounced literally anywhere in the 53 and the 30 except for where it did. And it's not an interception. What a game changer. But the Baltimore Ravens made it happen. That was an incredible play by them. There was another deflection for an interception that Brock Purdy threw. And you think to yourself, wow, this guy's unlucky. Well, a lot of people have gotten unlucky against the Baltimore Ravens. You know why? Number one defense in the league.
Yep.
Number one defense in the league. You talk about Lamar Jackson being the favorite for the MVP right now. It's like, okay, probably not going to get it because of stats. That's just reality of the situation. But the reality of the situation is Lamar does not care. Lamar just talks about winning. Lamar negotiated his deal this past offseason, only had one mindset: I want to win a Super Bowl. He already has an MVP. The defense signed. Special teams, solid.
Right.
And the offense has weapons all over the place, and they're only getting better. D-Butch, this Ravens team, they're the team. They're obviously, we're overreacting. That's what we do.
Of course.
But once you start looking into the Baltimore Ravens, you start looking back at some of the wins they've had, how they win, how they go about handling their business, and then that culture. We talk about culture. That Ravens culture has been set for a long time. They have a lot of chips on their shoulder, obviously, because everything that's said about everybody on that team seemingly all the time, like likely, well, he's not going to be good as Mark Andrews. It's like, he is.
Yeah.
He has turned into being a great outlet for Lamar, and we can't wait to see them both on the field, especially in this brand new offense. Then you think about, like, Odell Beckham Jr. came to the team. He's getting the ball. Now he's got those Christmas cleats on.
Yep.
Those are the story of the night. But he's blocking downfield. Gus Edwards has 12 touchdowns. It's like this team's the real deal. And once you start diving in, I think a lot of people are doing that on this particular Tuesday, D-Butch.
Yeah, I mean, I was on this squad from the beginning. I believe in this team. And coming into this week, I told you they were the top 5 on both sides of the ball, just like the Dolphins were. But, I mean, this is a team decimated by injuries somewhat earlier in the season on both sides of the ball, had some slight fracture in the offseason when Lamar was trying to get his deal done with the kind of some things you never see from the Ravens culture, some players speaking out, some things going on. Then they get that figured out, and then it just hit the ground rolling. Todd Monken, his first year as an OC. Mike McDonald, his second year as a DC now with some issues early last year, but they figured it out. And you mentioned Roquan Smith and Patrick Queen. With Fred Warner and Dre Greenlaw, I feel like these are the two units where you got like legit off-ball backers, like kind of throwback backers who are 3-down backers, don't have to take them off the field for passing situations, running situations, absolute dogs. And then on offense, they can win any type of football game. If they got to drop back and throw the ball around like they did against the Lions, they can do that. If they got to run and win some ugly ones, they can do that as well. So just a bunch of dogs on that team. And it's one of those teams also who you know they're listening to what's being said outside. You know they're stacking chips. They're all looking at Lamar every week like, yo, you mentioned it last week. Like, how aren't more people talking about this guy? Why isn't he getting talked about in prime time more and things like that? You mentioned the stats. When you watch him play, he's just electric, and he's a game changer. You see that on the field week in and week out. And in his defense, I think you talked about Kyle Hamilton, the linebackers, not a lot of household names in that secondary outside of those guys, but they play well as a unit, man. I love watching this team play.
Yeah, I enjoy watching the Ravens. I think that was my big takeaway from last week whenever they were in primetime is how do we not have more Ravens primetime games?
Yes.
We hit this lull every single year. These schedule makers seem to get it right. We got great games coming up, and everything is on the matter. We appreciate that. They got big brains. They're using AI now.
Mm-hmm. Smart.
We know they're using AI now.
Yeah.
But it feels like let's not AI or overthink this. You put Lamar Jackson on primetime, it's going to be entertaining. Every single play is electrifying, even whenever refs can't backpedal.
What are we doing?
What are we doing? How is this a thing? And how does this remain a safety? I get that the throw, full panic.
Yeah.
The side shot, slow motion of him panicking halfway down and realizing that Lamar's a lot closer. And it's like they quick snapped it. I guess he's got to go up and get out of the way. But that whole stumble, you're talking about near shitting of pants, I assume, for that ref. That is exactly what he's not supposed to do. Do not be in the way at all. Well, let me get my legs out. Nope. Can't do anything. Now, we assume Lamar Jackson is athletic enough here. If that ref is not in the way, he probably runs back to the left, puts the ball in his left hand, throws it out of bounds, past the line of scrimmage, and there's no safety needed for intentional grounding.
Nope.
But instead, we don't take into account that maybe a guy not as athletic as he should be.
Sure.
Him laughing afterwards, problem. I saw a lot of people saying Chase was getting him anyways. It's like, do you know that?
Yeah, come on.
Do you know that with Lamar Jackson?
Come on.
I seen Mason Rudolph there for 300 and some yards.
Yeah.
Okay. You don't think that Lamar Jackson might put that ball left hand, throw it out of bounds?
Chase was getting him anyways. Okay, let's be honest.
Whoa.
He wasn't getting them. But who's the head ref there?
Bill Vinovich.
He had to come in. Just imagine him, though, because he sees his guy trip Lamar, and he's got to come in. He knows he's got to throw the flag and give the safety. And he's like, damn it.
No, you don't, though.
No, you don't.
I mean,
That's
the
what I'm
refs are
saying.
part of the field.
I understand.
I've been knocked off of coverage. They've been getting
Pick routes.
quarterbacks. I mean,
That's on purpose, though.
I mean, don't
No,
run,
they just-
don't run
sometimes
30
they
yards.
just-
Don't run 30 yards backwards in the end zone.
Okay, Mason Rudolph's not as athletic as Lamar. You won't see it. Neither is Kenny Pickett, and neither is Mitch Trubisky.
What's that?
This is being athletic to run 30 yards backwards with guys running after you. This is a part of Lamar's game. The panic, I appreciate.
Yeah.
The laughing afterwards, I assume we still got a game to call.
Yeah.
He was. You see him right after. He punches the turf because he knows.
These refs get very upset about missed calls. Whenever they're reviewed and they get overturned, we watched a guy be upset for probably 5 to 10 minutes. Just, I can't believe I got that one wrong.
Yeah.
Just not happy about it. We respect his professionalism, but we can make a common sense call. Can we not? Can we not say, yeah, maybe, Chase, maybe, but also guy tripped a quarter. I mean, what do we, because those 2 points at this time we thought were going to be very important.
Oh, yeah.
We were like, hey, listen, this is going to be, what if this is what the game is decided upon?
Yes.
tough.
But he's obviously cutting back to the corner.
Yeah.
Putting that ball in his left hand, jumping, spinning, throwing it out of bounds, past the line of scrimmage. No intentional
Play
ground.
on.
To the very least. So he might get all the way around. Who knows?
Yeah, we don't know if he's potentially. A lot of people saying Chase is tackling him regardless. Well, of course, when he has to run towards Chase.
Yes.
Because the ref's on the grind. Ref on the grind. Ref on the grind.
He's getting that ball to the line of scrimmage.
No doubt about it.
No doubt about it. Thank you, D-Butt.
saw him throw the-
You heard Tone?
you saw him
Tone's not the
throw-
only one. There's a lot of people that are saying that on the internet.
Ridiculous.